on to probably the game of the round that I'm most excited for. The Chefs taking on the Blues. Well, it's not the top of the table clash because I think I said the Hurricanes are in on second now on the table, but realistically, I'd like to think this is the top of the table clash. This is probably the top two teams.
Not the Crusaders who just beat the Blues or the Brumbies who beat the Blues.
No, mate. These are the top. In my eyes, these are the top two teams in the competition at full strength. The Chiefs, the Chefs, and the Blues. And they both they both got a couple of injuries, but they've both been resting a couple of players. I think we can see some big things here. So new injuries to report. The only thing we've got no new injuries from the Chiefs, but from the Blues, Bryce Heem limped off. I'm not sure how early he went off, but
in the second half, and they said they didn't know what it was at the end of the game. The coach didn't, but that it wasn't too serious. But it wouldn't surprise us if he missed a game or two.
Yep, and then the players returning. For the Chiefs, we're going to have Josh Ioane, who just came back from some family bereavements and family stuff. Tupou Vaa'i, possibly. I just put him down as a possibly from his low-grade MCL injury.
I think he was expected. I think they said a couple of weeks he was going to miss, so I think you should see him back.
Which will be a very big addition. And then for the Blues, James Lay from a minor ankle injury, and Akira Ioane could be back this week or next. Similar, a relatively low-grade MCL injury, maybe not as low-grade as Tupou Vaa'i, but...
Yeah, I don't think he was that low grade. He's been out for a while, but they did say this week or next, so he's obviously close. I don't think it doesn't sound like they're that confident for this week, to be honest. But you never know when you're a weapon like Akira, mate. He's important enough and good enough to feature in your background on our chat. So he's obviously a bit of a weapon, and he's obviously going to tough it out if he can.
That's it. Of course, you can get after the Draft Rugby Show on YouTube to see our fantastic backgrounds. Harry sporting the 2025 to 2027 Waratahs Joseph Suwali background. So, I just wish he signed this year so he could start for the Wallabies straight up in this World Cup. But never mind. Let's push on with this game. So, I think with Akira, it's just if they decide this is a big enough game to bring him back for. I just raved earlier about how the Blues have such depth in their back rowers. Segner, Plumtree, all these guys, big selves, all playing good games. But if there was a game you wanted to bring him back for, it could be this. So let's start with the Chiefs, I think. So the team to beat, the only remaining undefeated team, top of the table, and they with Tupou Vaa'i back, close to full strength, I think. But I'm expecting them to run out their absolute full strength forward pack with both Brody, Tupou Vaa'i, Sam Cane, Jacobson, Peter Gus. Obviously in the props, they were down a couple of props, but
Sam Cane in their top choice team anymore?
He is. As much as you shit on the All Blacks captain, proceed to do that for years, he definitely is. And
right, okay.
And he's a fantastic rugby player, but let's not get into that argument again. And then look, for me, just some incredible backlines. This game will be won by which forward pack can set the best platform. But I think what we're all looking forward to is the battle of these incredible backlines. If you just look at the matchups of the you can look at the centers, but the wingers, to begin with, we've got Nanai Saturo and Narawa, who've just been awesome, coming up against Caleb Clark and Mark Talea. What more can you really ask for there? Then, Sean Stevenson had arguably been the player of the competition in at fullback. We expect him probably to go back to fullback, maybe Damien McKenzie back into 10 for the Chiefs this week. And then para-franchise and Beauden Barrett coming back for the Blues. So
I think para-franchise might get a rest, to be honest. I think he's the only All Blacks player that hasn't had a rest for them. So I suspect, I said in the pod last week that I thought they'll hold para-franchise back to steer the team around and Beauden will get a rest, which is what they did. So I think you'll see that he gets a game off and you might keep Zahn Sullivan at fullback. So that's your first pick for the week this week as well, Craig.
Fantastic. Thank you for getting that in for me early. So I guess lots of exciting things. The other one to talk about is the centers pairing up there. We've got the All Blacks RTS and Rieko Ioane. Rieko just they had their rest last week, coming up against Poi Hippie and Nankerville, who've just been awesome for the Chiefs in there. So like I said, I don't know my take on this. The Blues. I think the Blues have the stronger pack. They're missing Patrick Tuipulotu, but just that All Black front row, those props who absolutely crush it. And then, whether or not they have Akira back or not, Dalton Papali'i was rested. So 2-2. It's about who can really front up and get some good go forward ball and set that platform to unleash these backlines.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you mention the inside centre battle? Like if Plummer will take that jersey, because I think Roger Tuivasa-Sheck's out with a hand injury at the moment.
I did not, so I forgot about that injury. So there you go.
Yeah.
So you see Harry Plummer as the front runner.
I mean, I would think so. I think he played. It was his first game back from his rib injury on the weekend. They made him captain, albeit of a young side, because they say he's a natural born leader. And I thought he played really, really well. So yeah, I suspect that he'll be in the 12 jersey. Corey Evans, I think it is the young centre is the other option, who's a fantastic young player as well. And I really wanted to see more of him, but I think he only got 12 minutes or something, so that they, obviously see him as a development player. So I suspect that it'll be Plummer.
Yeah, he's very much a Nankerville type mould of player. I see Corey Evans. What about Tanielu Talea? He's sometimes run in there at 12. He could be
I have no idea where he is. I really hope so, but I really don't think it'll happen. I think Harry Plummer's definitely rated above him. Tanielu Talea, I just assume he's always got an ACL injury, because I feel like he's been injured for about 3 or 4 years straight now. So I don't know. I don't know. They haven't said anything about him. They haven't said he's not available, but he doesn't seem to be that close to the selection mix at the moment. So I love watching him. I hope he gets a game. But I also think, despite the fact they play him at 12, he's a better outside centre and wing than he is at 12 for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think his best position's on the wing, to be honest. That's where he plays his best footy. But yeah, okay. Well, so that's an interesting one. Plummer, who certainly has a lot of leadership experience. I think he's captained Auckland quite a few times and plays a pivotal role kind of there. So doesn't bring
Plumtree to get a start as well at 8. You reckon?
Tane Plumtree to get a start.
Yeah, if Hoskins is having a break.
Well, I mean, does Hoskins have to have a break? Hasn't he had a rest already?
Let me double check.
This one. Sorry, this is
No, he hasn't had a break yet. No. He's played every single week, so yeah, I think you'll have to see him have a rest, which means he's. I think surely Tane Plumtree is the obvious option.
Okay, well, to me that really throws a span. I mean, like I said, they have a lot of depth, and these guys are great. But interesting. Like if you were the Blues, you wish you could be rolling out Akira, Dalton, and Hoskins, just because to me that's job done. That's the better forward pack, and that gets you the supremacy you need. So interesting that. These are the questions that will determine who wins this game, I think. But in terms of
that's why I brought it up in a preview pod.
Very good from you, Harry. No, I think for me, the way I see like the strategies of both of these teams, the Blues will probably want to slow it down a bit more set piece territory, and Harry Plummer could come in really useful for that. A second. I mean, if they have Bowden, Plummer, and Zahn Sullivan out there, they've got 3 fantastic kickers, tactical kickers.
Yeah,
so that will really play into their hands. But the Chiefs, conversely, I think they'll want to speed this bad boy up, get as much broken play as possible, and just hit the ground running. Get the ball to any of those back 3, inject Sean Stevenson, and just go. So yeah, it'll be a contrast to the two styles, and I don't know how I see this one going. What's you got anything to add before we get to our tips?
No, I think you've covered off most of the big points. I think it's just going to be, to be honest, how well the Blues can cover their injuries, and I suspect it's probably not as well as the Chiefs can roll out their top team. So I'm going the Chefs by 5 at home. I'm tempted to make it a little bit bigger, but I feel like these big games in New Zealand are always 5 points or less. So that's why I'm going 5.
Yeah, I agree. Look, for me, it would be I'd be close to backing the Blues if backing the Blues if I knew Akira Ioane was back, because the power of 2 Ioanes combined is exponential, as you know.
But as we all know, yeah,
as we all know, exactly. But I think I can't go past the Chefs, and I'm going to go by 8, so a bit bigger than you.
Nice.